going live because one of my listeners, who is a very good cameraman, technical guy, he told me I can't say it because I'm not actually live, even though I am recording this live right now. I'm not actually live on the air, so I will be posting this up later. Today is Saturday, January the 25th, and coming to you with this podcast. Today, I'm going to make this podcast about relationships. Not that I'm an expert. A lot of y'all won't remember Dr. Joy's Brothers or the little Jewish-looking lady that was a love expert. I don't know how. But, I was married for 12 years, so I know what that's like. I've been through a divorce. I know what that's like, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. And also, I've been in a current relationship now for 16 years. The relationships that I've always had have always been long-term. I've never had any 2, 3, 6 month, 1 year relationships. They've all been 3, 5, I'm used to long-term relationships. I'm more comfortable in those. I don't like jumping around from situation to situation. So some of the things that I've learned, I learned to take advice from older people who generally been married for a very long time, and they'll impart wisdom on you that maybe you can use and better your relationship. One advice that I got, I remember one time we were in the store, Jules, and we're standing in the ice cream aisle, and we kind of debating back and forth about which ice cream we can get and which ice cream we should get. And this older guy walked in and he said, young man, let me give you some advice. You didn't ask, but I want to give you some unwanted free advice. That is, either you go to the store or she go to the store. Y'all don't go to the store together. And that way, you get what you get out and go. And he grabbed his ice cream and he walked his cell phone out. So from that, and that was a while ago, I don't go in the store. I wait in the car, I drop her off at the door. I wait in the car. When she comes out, I pull up, help her with the bags, put them in the car, take them in the house when we get in, and help unpack them if she needs it. But I would not go into the store because, we shop different. So that was one golden nugget of advice that I took that really made a big difference in both our lives. The second one being is that most people feel, I asked my daughter, my stepdaughter, she's 24, now 25. I asked her, I said, what is the reason that most people get married? And she said, love, which is common. Most people will say they get married for love. Well, you generally do. The first person that you really fall head over heels in love with, that's the person you feel you want to spend the rest of your life with. And that's the person that you marry. If love kept people together, we would not have a 70% divorce rate. So what I found is that in a relationship, love is not enough. I mean, my ex-wife, we were really good friends. She grew up across the street from me, loved her dearly, and thought love could conquer all. And you realize it don't. You have to be logical. I mean, when we got married, my ex-wife told me she didn't cook. Well, at the time, you were in love, and hey, it doesn't matter. You don't love, I'll cook, we'll eat out. Doesn't matter, I love you, I want to be with you. Well, that don't matter when you're 20. It matters when you're 40. And you've got to wake up at 4 and you got to be at work at 5 and you're running your own place. You got to come home, you got to cook. Not only for yourself, you have to feed the kids and bathe them and get them in bed. And so your day starts at 5 and ends at 1. And like I said, when you're in love in your 20s, that don't matter. But when you get older, it matters. So I always look at every relationship as a marriage, a potential marriage. Is this a person that you can spend the rest of your life with? One of the things that I found more than love, more than anything, that helps keep a relationship, helps relationship withstand long term, and that is brutal honesty. Most people are not very honest they say that, 80%, probably the number is higher, 80% of women that's in relationships or marriages, they fake their orgasms. So they don't want to hurt the man's ego by telling him that, you're not doing anything. It's not, they wait till you leave and they satisfy themselves or whatever it may be. I don't know. But I know they say 80%, statistically, 80% of women have said that they generally, they don't get pleased and they make him think that they are. So, as I tell guys, never ask a question that you are not prepared to hear the answer for. So, with me, I prefer honesty, brutal honesty. If I'm not doing something, tell me. And then I got a chance to correct it. But don't just, for years and years and years, make me think I'm doing something and I'm not. So I prefer you to be honest with me. We could work on it. We could grow together. And I find that honesty and compromise is the greatest two things that keep a relationship together. And another thing is, like I told my stepson, this, what you do to get them, you have to do to keep them. You have to do more to keep them. So that's for men and women. Women, don't, you're in shape, nice tight body, and cooking, and washing his feet and all this other stuff. And then when you get married, all that stuff go out the window. Men, I'll tell women now, men are very, very visual, meaning they like to look at women. They like to look at things. So the best thing that you can do, you have his heart. Now get his eyes, get his attention. Keep yourself together. Keep yourself in shape. Don't get in shape to get him and then let yourself just go to waste, because his eyes are going to start wandering, and then pretty soon he's going to be pursuing something different. He ain't going to get a divorce, but he'll go out and cheat. I can tell you that honestly. So, what you did to get them, you have to do even more to keep them. And for guys, it's the same thing. Don't wine her and dine her, and y'all go out to restaurants, and and you paying the bills, and you handling your business, and you looking like the king she think you are, and then all of a sudden, y'all get married. You want to sit on the couch and do nothing. You know what I mean? You don't even take her out no more. Don't do that, because she will find someone that does. And, you don't want that. So one of the things that I found is the easiest way to make sure you maintain that which you started is to be yourself. You don't have to fake. They always say when you're dating, you send your representative, the person that is going to do all the things that he or she like, but then when you get married, you marry the person. So what I always say is send yourself. Don't send a representative. Don't do the things that you're not willing to continue to do. I mean, we started out dating, me and Jay, and I loved sitting down in restaurants. It's 16, 17 years later, and we still, as we're preparing for shows, we will still sit down in restaurants almost on a regular basis, at least, once a week, once, twice a week, and we will have a good meal. And, that's something that I enjoy doing. So I didn't do it to impress her or win her heart or anything like that. Certain things she do, she cooks and she cleans, she keeps a clean house, she keeps herself together. And those are things that she do for her. They just happen to be things that I like. Now, when it gets to the point of honesty, tell them, hey, look here, this is what you're not doing. This, don't tell them in a mean way. But a lot of people are afraid to tell their spouse how they really feel about certain things, because they feel that it's going to create an argument, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. Well, at least if you're honest, that person can never say you didn't tell them, because a lot of times you have to wind up telling them anyway, or you hope that they figure it out and get better, especially women. They're great at hoping guys pick up signs. Let me explain something to you, women, and really, really listen to this. Men are stupidity. They do not pick up on signs. You have to tell them. If you tell them and they love you, they'll do it, trust me. But if you're throwing hints and you want them to catch on and start doing these things and be this person, it's not going to happen. Just be honest with them and tell them whatever it is. Hey, look, I don't like this. I do like that. I wish you would do this. Don't say it in a mean way, but when you become married, that should become your best friend and your confidant. So the things that you want to share, especially about that person, he or she, you should hear directly to them. Don't tell your girlfriends. Guys, don't tell your friends, because all they're doing is scheming behind your back anyway. So share that time and that honesty in those moments with the person that you have the problem with, which is generally your spouse or your significant other. Another thing that I found is that when we argue, when men and women argue, there's two different things. You can tell a woman can come in and you can say, hey, oh man, you look great in that outfit. They're going to hear something totally different. They're going to say, oh, so you think I'm fat? And your response, I never said that. I just said you look great in the outfit. They don't hear like we hear. They don't think like we think. There was a book a long time ago. A lot of younger people probably never heard of it, called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. We hear two different things. So if you are arguing to prove a point, to make yourself right, to make that person feel you're right, you'll be arguing to the day you die. What I found in disagreements, arguments, discussions, whatever you want to call it, is that we discuss things for understanding. If I understand what I said, a lot of times you'll say something and it hurts that person's feelings, and you'll say, well, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Why are you tripping? Why are you getting so emotional? Well, they're emotional people. So if I say something and it rubs you the wrong way, my job is to not say those things again, to not make you feel that way. You have to trust they're not going to make up that you said something that hurt them. They're not going to make it up. We may think it's silly. I've apologized for shit that I definitely didn't think I was wrong about, but I take into account how that person took it. It's what's more important, how you said it or how they took it. A lot of times we'll say things meaning no malice, and they'll take it in a different kind of way. And if they're honest and they tell you, you have to address that issue and make them never feel that way again, especially if it's a hurting feeling. So, you have to look at it that way. You cannot argue to prove a point, to prove that you're right, to prove that, hey, you're emotional, you took it the wrong way or whatever. Get beyond that. Grow up, get beyond it, and understand that what you said, you meant one thing, it meant something different to them. Okay, let me watch what I say. Let me make sure I never say those things to you so you feel that way. And you'll find that life goes a lot smoother. We'll never understand women. Women will never understand men. But if you have that honest and open commitment and relationship and compromise, you'll learn to trust that person is being honest with you about the things that you said or the things that you did that hurt their feelings or whatever it might be. And then you adjust that. So, if you're in a relationship and you're looking for love to end all and be all, and this is the person I love and spend the rest of my life with, I'm not saying that that's not a possibility. I'm saying that with that, learn to have open communication, honest communication, and compromise, meet in the middle of the road. When they say a relationship is 50-50, they're lying. It's never 50-50. Sometimes it's 80-20. Sometimes it's 25-75. It's never even. But when you take into that, when you take it upon yourself to do what's best for that relationship, because two become one. When you take it upon yourself to do what's best for that relationship, unless they're some kind of psychopath, they're going to do the same, and then you're going to wind up having this great mutual relationship, and that's what things are about. That's what it's built for. So, that's my relationship advice. Be honest and tell a person how you feel. Don't hold back, because trust me, later it'll come and you'll be like, well, I should have said something. Never live your life with shoulda, woulda, coulda. And, just be honest and take things for what they're worth, and do what's best for the relationship, not what's best for you. Do what's best for the relationship. This is your man with this week's podcast. Like I said, my man Corey told me I can't say I'm coming live, so I'm saying that. Today is Saturday the 25th. This will be posted today. So I am coming to you. So your man Sir-Earl once again. Until next week, I'm saying peace out.